I can't interact with the spirits. A semi-transparent form moves toward you, gliding across the ground. It appears to be human, but it has a featureless face, and its presence chills the very air around you. It is a ghost. You feel yourself shiver. The spirit speaks to your very thoughts, its voice a sharp whisper in your mind. "Oh, mortal, I wish to speak with you." Who are you? What are you? "I was once a man, a mortal like you. I was a priest in the service of Esras, as were the others here. Now we are spirits, neither living nor dead, yet our bonds to Esras remain." Okay. Who is Esras? "Esras is our lord, our liege, our master. In life he was the heir to Castle Mordred, one of three. In undeath he is a lich, a mage free of flesh, blood, and soul." So, what bonds do you speak of? "Before we came here, we swore to serve Esras, a servitude that was lasted over 100 years. We are bound to serve until death, but death has abandoned us." What does that mean? "An invisible foe was unleashed upon Castle Mordred a century ago. Esras cheated death by undeath, and we were bound to follow. He has become a lich, and we his ghostly servants. We grow weary of servitude." So, how can I help? "Our spirits are bound by soul gems in the keeping of Esras himself. Even if our forms are destroyed, our spirits would return to our soul gems, only to be resurrected later. To end our servitude is to destroy us. To destroy us is to destroy our soul gems. But to destroy our soul gems is to destroy Esras." How would I destroy Esras? "Like us, Esras is bound to his undead by a physical receptacle, phylactery. He keeps his phylactery in a secret chamber that he guards himself. If you try to find it, he will attack you." Well, unlike more peaceful attacks. Just how powerful is this Esras? "Far more powerful than you, mortal. But we have a proposition. We cannot harm Esras ourselves, as we are bound. Should you fight Esras, however, we will help you with our healing and protective magics." Hmm. Well. "With our help, you may be able to defeat him long enough to find and destroy his phylactery and our soul gems." Hmm. Alright, I'll do it. You feel a faint spark of hope about the spirit. "You are the first outsider to enter these halls since their construction. When the time comes, we will put forth all our powers to help you." Do you have anything to do with the rising evil in Edinburgh? We know not what this Edinburgh is, mortal. You've never heard of Edinburgh? That's the city above us. We carved these halls from the earth long before your city existed. We have not seen the outside world for over 100 years. If there is evil above, it is not our doing, though Ezra's has the reach to do so. Right. Crypt level 2. We're level 6 characters, so Lich is a pretty tall order for us. If we don't have to worry about its magic for a while, if we get decent protection spells, and if we just have to destroy a phylactery, I can see this working out.
Done and done.
But Lich is a very high level arcane spellcaster. We're talking about single spells that can basically kill one of our characters. So there he is. Impossible. Armor class increased, damage reduction, damage immunity increased, cold and electrical, immunity to critical hits, disease, knockdown, negative level, ability decrease, mind spells, paralysis, poison, sneak attack, spell immunity, true seeing. So invisibilities are not gonna help. Still, we might be able to. There's something there. Brax. Uh, anything else? Right, so the idea, I guess, is confront him. Ooh. I might as well load. No one detects anything. Seriously. Evening is good enough that these had traps. Should, she should detect them. Not sure if I want to really explore these. I mean, if they have undead creatures, I'm just draining my resources. Still, I can waste a couple of healing items. If we truly have to destroy a phylactery, it's not like it's totally possible for me. The big problem is I'm not sure which one of our spells would even affect an item like that. I mean, I can't directly target them with a lot of my spells. Combust actually is savable. Does a decent amount of fire damage. Keeps doing fire damage. It might even stack, so multiple combust effects at the same time might be possible. Looking at the map, it has to be there. It's the only place that has room for it. It also has the tracks somewhere there. So that's gonna be where the secret room is. Yeah, I can't see the traps, but Evanine apparently can. I wish it would still mark them on my vision so I could spot them at least a little bit. So she isn't moving, so I'm assuming there are no traps here. A helmet. Couple of lesser dispels. Ancient toe. His leather-bound tome is worn from age and covered with dust, as if it hasn't been moved for decades. The handwriting within is a fine script that suggests that the writer was well educated. Some of the passages are of particular note. The construction of my underground lair is proceeding quickly, and my servants have gathered most of the necessary ingredients required for the transformation. None too soon either, as I can no longer stop the disease from spreading, and most of my servants have already perished. It has been many months since the ritual, and I have become adjusted to this new form. I no longer find it unnerving to never hunger or thirst, and my rotting flesh does not sicken me. I feel more relaxed and patient than I have ever felt before, and the silence here is soothing to me. I grow in power each day from my research, so much so that I will delay my assault on Castle Mordred. Drakkar has set up an illusion to hide the path to the castle, and I have created an artifact that will dispel his petty magics. The fool may feel comfortable now, but after I have disposed of Kano, I will strike when the time is right. The castle belongs to me, and I will have it. I did not realize that it had been 4 months since my last entry. I have long since stopped feeling the passage of time. The only reason I write now is to mention the construction above me. The men, the mortals above, are building some kind of mausoleum. No matter, as they are too high up to discover my location. I will let them finish their work, then destroy them and take it for myself. I no longer desire Castle Mordred. I do not even remember the reason I ever desired it in the first place. Even my desire for vengeance has waned. What does it matter anymore? The others are no doubt long dead, and the castle all but empty now. Far better to continue my research. So much fascinates me, and now I have the time to learn it. All this power is at my fingertips, and I have all the time in the world. Last entry was written so long ago that the ink has mostly faded. Right. Suppose we should level up. One, one, one. Right. We have some damage, some protection, some debuff. Grease might be useful. On these low levels, you don't have all that many interesting things. Conjuration. Causing all within it to either fall down or move at reduced speed. That's a decent duration, but it would basically be sort of a disruption spell, maybe decent against warriors and spellcasters. Alternatively, something like endure elements, but I think we can do better than that. It would be better to just buy potions and use them. The 10 resistance against elements is it sounds like a lot, but this would be mostly used against elemental spells, and that's like maybe 2 levels worth of damage, maybe 2, 3 reduced. They're still gonna hit with such power that I can maybe handle a single spell before I die, assuming it's not a high level caster like a lich. So it's just too little. Grease it is. Um, hmm. I'm thinking of taking the invisibility. We have it in an item, but there's nothing particularly interesting. I suppose resist elements. 20 resistance is already substantially better, but uh, protection from elements is probably what we're looking for. 30 points, lasts for 24 hours. We might be able to later on put it in the sequencer robe or something like that. See, invisibility might be worthwhile. I mean, we need some kind of a invisibility revealing ability, no matter what. True sight would be better, however the problem is we're not going to get all that many high level abilities, and I think true sight is something like level 7. That's a long time to wait to get one. Some kind of buff spell might be worthwhile too, but I think I'll take the see invisibility. Target creature is able to see all invisible creatures within his line of sight. 1 turn per level, so that's 10 round, and even at my levels, that's easily what an entire fight will last. So we need something useful. I take a haste. We can get these through items though. But a party hasted is vastly more dangerous than an unhasted party. It's a good spell, but I'm not sure if that's what we want right now. Flame Arrow is good, but not with these levels. Dispel magic is not good. The magic dispel abilities in general, they suck in my opinion. Maybe if you really would focus on them, get the difficulty class to go up. But if you want to bring spell protections down, the breach spells are much better at it. I'm thinking of taking the elemental protection spell. At the same time, we're getting vast amounts of money, and I think we can buy basically potions that do this already. Duration 24 hours, so why the fuck would I sacrifice my 1 few slots on that? I think I'll take electricity attack. Werewolves should be vulnerable to it anyway. Question is, do I want a fireball type or a lightning type? Passes through all creatures in a straight line from the caster, both the same damage. I think the fireball type would be actually safer. It's much more predictable in where it affects things. Now the question becomes, would we be better off trying to go directly for the secret door, because we basically know where we need to go? Do we want to talk to Ezra's? We probably won't need to talk to him if we want the protection of the spirits, but I suppose we'll find out. Well, we didn't exactly have a choice here, did we? The mere presence of this creature causes your throat to constrict and your muscles to freeze. The pitch-black sockets of its skull are eyeless, yet you feel its gaze upon you. The room spins from nausea or fear, perhaps both. You feel its tendril-like probe upon your brain. A ghastly voice, almost a hiss, fills your thoughts as it speaks. Your power is yet to dawn. Why have you invaded my sanctum, mortal? Who are you? You answer my question with a question. I should destroy you for your insolence. You don't fear me as other mortals would, either through bravery or stupidity. You may yet serve a purpose. I am Ezra's. Now answer my question, mortal. Why are you here? I seek the evil that plagues Edinburgh. If it is evil you seek, then you have found it. But I am not the answer you need. What does that mean? I have dwelt in these halls for over 100 years. I allowed your city to grow above on the condition that my rest is not disturbed. But in recent weeks, mortals have encroached upon my territory. The zombies that plague your city have arisen at my bidding, and shall continue to rise in increasing numbers until mortals cease their encroachments. What encroachments do you speak of? For weeks, mortals have entered the tombs above, looting the corpses and slaying my minions. Mortals have become too close to my sanctum, as is evidenced by your presence. I will not tolerate this. So if mortals leave the tomb above, you will stop raising zombies. The attacks will cease only when I am no longer disturbed. I allow you to live so that you may bring this message to your superiors. Who are you anyway? I am Ezra's. A century ago I left the feuds of the Mordred clan to come to this place. More than this you are not privileged to know. You said my power is yet to dawn. You feel a dizzying sensation in your mind. The Lich is amused. You are but an infant. Cease trying my patience, and you may yet live to understand. I see two options here. Either, yeah, try to pick the fight we promised we would pick, or try to say, yeah, I'll go now, then go try to find the secret door and go in. Let's go with the I'll just destroy you approach. You hear a hiss in your mind. Your arrogance will get you killed, foolish mortal. My patient has worn thin from encroachments of your kind. Do not think to push me any further. I cannot allow you to continue to exist, creature. Prepare to die for good. You hear a skull-shattering roar in your mind. The Lich attack. Okay. Instant protections. Physical attacks against its instant death pretty much at this point.
Follow me, now.
Also
Fair enough.
invisible.
Of course.
What are you doing, spirits? You're not really helping me. And I'm paralyzed.
What's that?
No idea what they're doing. We're being boosted.
Follow me, now. Yes, of course.
Right, I think I'm gonna need more light, no matter what I do. A phylactery.
Ortano, for Digyama! Follow me, now.
Fair enough.
Ortano, for Digyama!
Right, that was fairly easy.
Done and done.
I guess the Lich was basically buffing himself, maybe doing something with the spirits, so that was enough of a distraction for us to do this. And since I don't have to do melee, just fireball, fireball, fireball. Excellent. Soul gems. You have captured our soul gems, mortal. Please destroy them and give us our long-deserved rest. These look valuable. I think I'll keep them. Yep, destroy the soul gems. Farewell, spirit. You smash the soul gems against the stone floor. A spark of energy is released from them. The spirit before you begins to fade, yet you feel a strong sense of joy coming from it. You have done it! Thank you, kind stranger. May your life be long and blessed. Okay. Can't loot the Lich. So huge success. Greater dispelling spellmantle silence. Somewhat useful potions. Not bad at all. We still have a few items we haven't identified either, so it's hard to say what exactly we get from this. However, we certainly have enough now to warrant a report. We'll go to the Thieves Guild first. Looking at another level up soon. The game is He's very generous on giving level ups. I suppose I can understand it. I mean, whoever designed this module doesn't want you to, or didn't want to design some kind of a long rush through the low level areas. So basically design something that has to be doable by level 3 to 4, 5 characters. They wanted to design an adventure that is more appropriate to a bit higher level, basically a mid level characters. So what the implementation is just to give enough experience through conversations and the initial testing quest phases to get you to the levels that you can start dealing with things. Usually when someone does this, it's you automatically pretty much start at the higher level. I think this is not an unreasonable alternative way to implement the same thing. I mean, you get to develop your own character during the play still fairly naturally instead of just being dumped at level 6 and start the game.
Well met, friend.
I discovered a lich in an ancient crypt beneath the mausoleum. You did? Joe always believed that there was an ancient evil beneath the earth of Edinburgh. How did you survive the encounter? Well, I destroyed it myself. It claimed it was raising zombies because mortals were encroaching on its territory. In many years of travel, I encountered a lich only once. I had the support of all my companions, yet we barely survived. I am truly impressed by your resourcefulness, Ron. The question that remains is who is encroaching on the lich's territory? Have you discovered any information about that? Well, I was attacked by mercenaries at the mausoleum. I'm glad that you remain safe, my friend. What have you discovered about these mercenaries? Well, I found this journal on one of them. May I have a look at it? Somebody hired these mercenaries to harvest undead parts. This raises many questions. Who sent them? Why would someone want undead parts? How is this linked to the rising evil? You have done a remarkable job in such a short period of time, Roland. Please, report all you have discovered to Lord Raisin right away. I'm sure he will reward you well. If you discover anything else, please report back to me. Take care in your investigations, Roland. Okay. Well, since we are here, I'll also need to test if Ben Holtz is able to identify items.
Hello there!
Hello there! Might be up. No. So, this is again a worthless place to come back to. Immunity to knockdown and poison, only usable by rogue. Yes. Gloves of the Master Thief. +6. I'm thinking of buying the Thieves' Hood for Evanine. Poison immunity is useful. It provides other bonuses, but knockdown immunity again. So she could basically ignore certain type of warriors, spiders, ether caps, anything that poisons really. Not sure what the 50 charges are there for. There are no charges here. Mm. And we have like one helm. So do it. Looks horrible, but it's still very useful. Right. I wanted to test these challenges on the lower levels. With Evanine, they should be doable. I can't expect the reward to be too great, but still. I think we managed to open the medium. And Evanine is stuck somewhere on the other side of the fucking map. Come on, baby. You can do it.
Fair
Not a
enough.
chance.
Potion of Owl's Wisdom. So maybe these got
Not a
refilled.
chance.
Fair
Not a
enough.
chance.
It could be just a random loot chest, really.
Not
Sorry.
a chance.
Even Evanine doesn't have the skills. But I have to get her the gloves of a master thief. I'm not sure if that's worthwhile investment. We should be able to get 2.
Done and done.
Doubt I can even detect that one. Based on the easy and average, the loot is certainly not worth it. But you never know. Can I get anything else? See invisibility. Right. So reporting here first allows you to discuss things over a little bit, or you talk to Lord Raisin, but we are not getting anything from this. So I don't see this as necessary component for us to do every time. Just delays us really. Although there might be a reason. Maybe certain information is an exception to the rule. We'll visit the temple first to identify the items we've gathered. There shouldn't be too many of them. But the helmet is the one I'm most interested in. I don't really have a helmet, so it doesn't particularly matter what it is. It's going to be something useful.
Greetings.
I found a lich in an ancient crypt below the mausoleum. War priest raises his eyebrows. The priests of this temple have always sensed an evil presence beneath the city, but have thought it best to leave it undisturbed. There's no doubt involved in the rising evil, is it not? I'm glad to see you unharmed from the encounter, as liches are the most powerful of the undead. Being generally paranoid and territorial, precious few survive such meetings. How is it that you are unharmed? I destroyed myself. It claimed to be raising zombies in response to mortals invading its territory. Horace looked surprised but pleased. You are a most resourceful man. Few survived encounters with liches, and fewer still have ever destroyed one. You no doubt uncovered this creature's phylactery. Well done, Roland, well done. With its destruction, it is just a matter of time before we put the remaining zombies to rest. When the rising evil in Edinburgh is suppressed, I would be pleased to listen to your tale. Perhaps I might even convince you to join me in its cause. Yeah, I'd like that. Not the joining part, but telling the tale. As would I. Did you discover who was responsible for disturbing the lich? Now there were some mercenaries in the mausoleum. They were harvesting undead parts. Oris pauses thoughtfully. You are no doubt wondering what purpose these mercenaries have for undead parts. It's only speculation, but I would hazard a guess that there may be some kind of ritual or ceremony involved. I'm not an expert on such rituals, however, and the number of rituals that exist are many. Even if we knew exactly what was being harvested, we would only be able to speculate as to their purpose. Perhaps there is simply someone involved with a very sick hobby or collection. Okay, any suggestions? I recommend that you find the person responsible for sending these mercenaries into the mausoleum. Considering the timing of these attacks, this person may also be related to the vampire and the werewolf attacks on the city. The responsible party will not likely be in the graveyard district or in the crypts below. Unfortunately, that leaves us with the rest of Edinburgh and the surrounding forests. He sighs. We are flailing blindly, I'm afraid. But the information you have gathered is also incredibly valuable, and I must congratulate you for it. I
Greetings.
Gloves of spellcraft. Yeah. Might as well take that. It's not much, but it's something. Wheel of Valinor. Armor class, saving throws. Only useful by lawful. Dragon's Tooth. Keen +3 fire damage. Helm of True Sight. True seeing. Okay, so we have the see invisibility. That means someone else should have this. We can always just cast a spell. Shadow Mantle. Dark Vision, hide, move silently. Well, it's better than our Shadowed Cloak. And that's about it. I'd like to have a damage dealer have the true sight, because that way the worst part of usually is from a wizard type enemies that they turn invisible and start their building up their defenses before they're ready to start unleashing it all. And you have your damage dealers basically sitting on their thumbs and unable to do anything until it's basically too late anymore. So if he has the true seeing, there's at least some hope that he'll be able to intercept whatever they're doing. Who wants dexterity? Ogre gloves. Uh, suppose even you could benefit from it. The problem is he has a heavy armor, so he isn't gonna give two shits about that. But no one else can use this. Right. I don't want to sell the extra equipment yet, although we are getting poor again. The thing is, we don't really need to buy anything, and the extra equipment might be very useful at some point. Are you getting level ups? Yes. What are you taking? Ambidexterity. Shit. Well, she's not using a shield then at all. Might as well use a second weapon, and we have the dagger, +3 fire dagger. Where to next? There's... well, we have 3 options really. I mean, 2 additional options, so I would guess vampires in one, werewolves in another. I'm not sure which ones would be worse. Maybe the vampires. Depends on the werewolf, I suppose, though. At the same time, it was like 2 to 3 levels since I last saw a vampire, so they probably are not in impossible pose anymore.
Greetings, adventurer.
Um, I encountered a lich in an ancient crypt beneath the mausoleum. Truly, Drew always sensed the great evil deep below the graveyard district. Tell me of this encounter. I destroyed the lich myself. It claimed responsibility for raising zombies in response to mortals encroaching on its territory. Lord Raisin's eyes widened in surprise. You are a truly remarkable young man. One day, when this is all over, you will have to give me the details as to how you managed to manage such a feat. With the lich gone, the remaining zombies can be dealt with by the city guard. The most important task for you now is to discover who is disturbing the lich in the first place. You can identify this person, perhaps you can find a link to the vampires and werewolves. Well, I was attacked by mercenaries. Lord Raisin looked surprised. You were? I'm glad to see you unharmed. What did you discover about them? Well, I found this journal on one of them. I see. Lord Raisin examines the journal carefully. This is an important piece of information you have here. Somebody has sent these mercenaries into the mausoleum to collect undead parts. The successful adventurer always climbs the ladder for clues, Roland. You discovered the people responsible for disturbing the lich, but the real answers lie with the person who sent them. Evil breeds evil. You should consider the possibility that the person who sent these mercenaries caused evil by doing evil. Perhaps if you find him, you can find a link to our vampire and werewolf problems. You deserve a reward for all you have done, Roland. Please accept this as a token of the Council's appreciation. 10,000 gold. Our money problems went away again. Thank you, Lord Trace. You are very, very generous. You deserve every coin, Roland. I'm pleased to have you on the Council's side. Continue your investigations and return to me as soon as you have more information. Good luck. Well. Charisma. I don't see much benefit in investing in anything else. We're going to go with charisma all the way. A 4th level spell. Oh my. Bestow Curse. All of the target creature's ability scores are lowered by 2. Maybe, 4th level would have the Spell Breach, first one. I'm pretty sure about that. Lesser Spell Breach. This is probably what we want from this. But we can't start with a Spell Breach. We'll strip enemy mage up to 2 magical defenses. We really want to get rid of Spell Mantles, that's the main reason to have this. And Premonition. Premonition makes it very hard for physical attacks to take down anyone. Spell Mantles make it impossible for spells to take down anyone, so they're the main bad guys we need to get rid of. I think the better versions will lower spell resistance seriously on the target. This lowers it by only 3 for 10 rounds. But a more powerful version might be able to make it also vulnerable to magic at the same time. Lesser Missile Storm. No saving throw. Seriously? Number of energy missiles, 1 per caster level, but to a maximum of 10, appear and randomly target and hit any hostile creatures in the area of effect. If there are more creatures than missiles, only the closest targets will be damaged. If there are more missiles than creatures, one of the creatures will be hit with multiple missiles. Each missile does 1d6 points of damage. No saving throw. So if you want to rely on these, it makes a lot of sense to try to overcome spell resistance. Saving throws don't matter in the slightest.
It's a good spell, but I'm not sure if we want to take it, because it sort of makes our focus on evocation magic worthless. Stone Skin, great survivability, and we could buff others in the group. "100 points hit point power buffer basically before health starts to go down. Well, Wall of Fire would be the alternative attack spell. This spell creates a curtain of fire that deals 46 points of fire damage to any creature that attempts to pass through it. So this would be... I wonder, does it do damage if you stand in the Wall of Fire? I don't actually know. I'm thinking of choosing Cancel. I can probably buy a Wall of Fire scroll somewhere, and that would allow me to test things. Because if it does damage, we can basically pin down a target and just let it roast in fire. But if it doesn't, it's basically worthless. Ice Storm, I suppose, might be the other one. 3d6 points of bludgeoning damage, 2d6 points of cold damage. Additional 1d6 cold damage per additional 3 caster levels. Huge area. Instant damage. This is gonna be hard to use in any confined space without killing all our own guys. So if the Wall of Fire does not do constant damage by burning, we're definitely better off just taking something else. Eward's Black Tentacles is the other wonderful spell, but it's conjuration, so it's no good to us. Right, I'll just cancel. It's either the woods or the, well, one of the two woods areas. We need permission to go no matter which one we take. It didn't seem like we need a permission though, so I'm guessing I'll go with the werewolves. I'll go to the wizard's tower first, just to see if I can buy a flame wall. We can even test it on our own characters. I'm sure we'll burn just as fine, just as well. Although if we're gonna do that, we can sort of do this: level up and load. Resting not allowed. Logically thinking, you should take damage. Sometimes logic doesn't enter into things. I would imagine it's a certain amount of fire damage every round. Apparently I can't rest here for some reason. Can't rest in a bedroom. But I had the key here.
Not a chance.
I guess... Was it the wrong room then? Ah, I haven't even started to break into things. Right. Wrong room. Right, who wants a roast in a wolf fire? Any volunteers? Don't be shy, people. I hate all of you equally. How does this work? Does it create a 90-degree angle?
Ipu, Soleno, Samatka!
Okay, fire damage, fire damage. Fire damage. Alright. Seems to strike twice. That's unexpected. Duration 1 round per 2 levels. Right. Still, the
By my direction, attack!
tests work. I don't see any reason not to start using it. It's... Even if it just strikes once, it's still a reasonable amount of damage, and it's one of those things that we can start piling upon an enemy. Maybe multiple fires right on top of each other. It's not gonna be well if they're gonna attack me. I will not survive that type of thing. It might also be a good idea if they basically have invisible spellcasters or support archers or something, because they tend to be very immobile. Well, I can light a fire under their ass, quite literally. Either they just stand there and take it, or they will very likely die. Especially if it strikes twice, then yes, it will very likely die. You hear strange noises by the fountain. Zombies. It's out of my fucking way.
Ortano, for Digyamar!
Greetings.
Good
Great.
tidings to ya.
Can I help you?
And there's no point buying the scroll anymore.
Well, hello there.
Do you know anything about the rising evil in Edinburgh? I know little of this event, adventurer. I'm only an observer. Mercenaries collecting undead parts anger the Lich, causing it to raise zombies. And I'm a collector of exotic things. Very observant, adventurer, but I'm not the one responsible for this. How do I know that? I have no association with mercenaries, as my subjects are very capable.
I found the mercenaries in this city to be rather uncouth, not the kind of people I would deal with. Also, I am a collector of natural items, and the undead are not natural. You may search my belongings, as I know how important this investigation is to you and your city. Beyond that, you must take my word as the truth. As you look into her eyes, you somehow know that she is telling the truth. I may be able to provide some information, however. Parts from the undead are often used as ingredients for powerful spells or rituals. Many summoning rituals require skulls or entire skeletons. Some orders use finger bones to contact the dead. The numbers such spells and rituals are many, and even if you knew exactly what parts were being collected, you may not know what was being conducted. However, there is one fact in common with all spells and rituals involving undead components. They always incite the undead. What do you mean by that? One who would gather components of the undead has likely an agenda with the undead, adventurer. Thank you for your help. It was my pleasure, adventurer. Well, that is genuinely useful information. Not a huge revelation, but clearly if we want to talk about the rituals, we're much better just going to the Emporium instead of trying to talk to the fighters and clerics of the city. It stands to reason, I suppose. Right. Southgate and the forest. Maybe nighttime was not the correct time to stick our nose out here. Well, I'm sure we'll be fine. We still have a reasonable amount of spells. We have the ring and staff spells ready, so if we get into serious fights we can probably burst through that. And our companions are very well equipped and capable, so we'll be fine.